One of the favorite things about Mother, Grandma Ruth, is that she chose to have me first. Then after that, it was just totally downhill. But she also taught all of us how to love, take care of each other, how to respect each other, and how to always be prepared for what life dealt you. If it was bad, learn to get over it. If it was good, celebrate it. It was easier to be happy than to frown. And it was much better to have a good time than to go and be a frump. Or as I like to put, look like you're sucking on lemons. It is great to live and laugh and love the way she taught all of us to. And that same message she extends on to her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren. Thanks, Mom, and have a great 90th birthday. Love you.
Hey, Mom. What a special day this is, celebrating you and your 90th birthday. One of my favorite things about you is your ability for listening. You have a kind and compassionate ear, and you are always willing to listen. Whether it's a happy moment to celebrate, or a hurt or a disappointment, you listen with an open heart. You share a story or a situation you faced. You point out the positive. And you don't even offer advice unless you're asked. Just recently, you took the time to listen to a friend at the Terraces who was struggling with depression. When you told me about it, I was reminded of this wonderful gift of yours that I have been privileged to enjoy all my life. And believe me, I plan to continue taking advantage of it. Throughout my life, you've taught me so many lessons, from how to sew, to dance, how to clean, how to be a good friend, how to have a happy life. Most of all, you've taught me by example to be happy. You may have heard me say this, but I want to share it here. When I'm around people who are talking about how they grew up, they often talk about emotions that they learned at home, things like guilt, anger, depression. I'm always proud to say, sometimes a little jokingly, but really and really truthfully, we grew up with two emotions in our home, happy and happier. And I thank you for that wonderful gift. I also want to thank you for all you've always done for me, curling my stubbornly straight hair, making a special yellow dress for my piano competition, designing and sewing prom dresses and a whole college wardrobe, and of course, help with the boys, especially when they were little. I always felt a little bit guilty that I maybe got more of your time and attention than my siblings. You even shared that with me not too long ago. However, maybe this is also a gift of yours, making each one of us feel that we are your favorite. So here's to you, Mom. Today and always, cheers.
Hi, Mom. Happy birthday. Listen, you've taught me a lot of lessons along the way, but probably the one that stuck with me most is to laugh and enjoy life. I guess that's why you always see the glass as half full. I just hope that as I continue to age, that I will also be able to laugh and enjoy life as you have. I love you.
Happy birthday, Mom. I have to tell you, one of my most favorite things about you is your love of life, your outlook on life. You always find the good in everything. You're excited about what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't dwell on the bad things that happened yesterday. I hope that I am turning out to have that same attitude. Now, one of the most important lessons that I learned from you happened when I was pregnant with Nicole. You and I were talking one afternoon, and you were telling me how excited you were that I was going to become a mother and have a baby. And I said, seriously? You have so many other grandchildren. I can't imagine having another grandchild is all that exciting to you. And you said, no, Connie, it's you having your first baby is exciting. And of course, having a grandchild, no matter how many you have, is an exciting time in life. You know what? I finally get that. Happy birthday. I hope your 91st year is the best one yet. Love you.
Mom, happy birthday. I just want to say I'm really glad you and Dad didn't stop having kids after number 4. Because, surprise, oops, here I am, number 5. So my favorite thing about you, Mom, is that you are generally always happy. You light up a room when you walk into it, you're friendly, you're outgoing, you're non-judgmental, and people really enjoy your company. I appreciate that about you. I love you, Mom. Happy birthday.
Birthday. I can't believe it's been 90 years. It's amazing. My favorite thing about you, obviously, is your youngest daughter, first of all. Second of all is your great sense of humor, and I think it has something to do with the years we were born to where we can kind of get each other's jokes really good. But all seriousness aside, my very, very favorite thing about you is the amazing singing voice that you have. I can't believe that you can still hit those super high notes, and in fact, what I'm really hoping is at this birthday thing that they have a karaoke machine so we can put what I consider to be your theme song on there, that famous song that you sing all the time by Cyndi Lauper. Girls just wanna have fun. And you can show us the shattered hip shake that you do. And anyway, let's hope. Also, I just again wanted to wish you happy birthday from your favorite son-in-law. And believe me, your secret's safe with me. So have a happy birthday. Nobody else is gonna see this, are they?
My two favorite things about Grandma Ruth are first, her adventurous spirit. She has always loved to travel and enjoy different experiences. She's never been afraid to try new things, and I think that's awesome. And I also love that she values people, especially her family, more than stuff. I know she can read it in my expression every time I've come to visit her with my kids, that I'm just like, don't touch anything. And she always says, oh honey, it's just stuff. If they break it, they break it. It's fine, let them be kids. And I just really love that about her, and I've learned so much from her. Love you, Grandma.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Gigi Ruth. Happy birthday to you. We love you. We love you. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Such a great. You never knew, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
All right, tell us, what's your favorite thing about Grandma Ruth?
My favorite thing about Grandma Ruth is that we get to eat with her.
We do. We get to visit her and eat with her at least a couple times a month. My favorite thing about Grandma Ruth is how you always have a wonderful smile on your face and a great attitude, and it's very contagious, and everyone can see it. Stop. And loves to share with you in it. We love you, Grandma Ruth. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I love you.
One of my favorite things about Grandma Ruth is her positive and cheerful spirit. She is someone who always sees the bright side to every situation. She's always very encouraging, and that's always made her such a wonderful and positive person to be around.
One important lesson I've learned from Grandma Ruth is that when you're going to a party, always bring the Jell-O. Happy birthday, Grandma.
We love you.
We love you.
Hey Grandma, it's Nathan and Haley.
Hi! We just wanted to tell you our lesson that we have learned from you is to be generous and to be loving. And I have a goofy story that explains how you did that for me when I was little. I came over to your house one time and you had black olives on the platter, and I got all of them and stuck them on my fingers and ate them all. And instead of being annoyed at me or anything, you then for the next family gathering bought me my own can of black olives and put them out especially for me. So that's just one way you showed me and kind of us how to be generous and loving to friends and family. Thanks, we love you.
See ya.
Hi, Mom. Happy birthday. So I was reflecting back in the last few days on your birthday and what all these 90 years have been like. And I remember when I first got into the family in my initiation, which was probably a little different than others because you were moving to Phoenix, Arizona. And I drove a U-Haul truck over 2,000 miles from Indianapolis to San Angelo back to Phoenix at an average rate of 55 miles an hour, which I'll never forget. But what a great way to start in this family. And it just reminds me of how important family is to you and to Joe. through all the years, all the things that you've done, and especially what you two did for Cindy and I to help us get started in San Angelo, Texas. I'll never forget how much you gave and how important it was to you to make sure we got off on the right foot. So I just wanted to say thank you and to wish you a happy birthday. And as you look around today at all this amazing family you've created, you should be very, very proud of what you've accomplished. I love you.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. I love you.
We're so happy to be here celebrating with you. And
I love you too.
we just wanted to share that one of our favorite things about you is your smile. You're always so loving and generous and wanting everybody to feel included and loved. And it's something that we always remember. Happy Hour was a very special time in your house. We would do Shirley Temples, and Brent, of course, would want his Bucky Beavers. And it is a tradition that we have passed on. Do you want to show it, Gigi?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we do? What do we say? Cheers! And one of the memories that I will always hold with me is the time that we went on a cruise together to celebrate me graduating from school. It was a great time, and I am so thankful that you took the time out to spend that special week with me and Mom. And one thing that you may not know is that there were not many nights that Grandma went to bed before me. She's a hard one to keep up with, and still today. And we love you very much for it, Grandma. You guys want to sing a special song for Gigi?
Yeah.
All right.
I love you, Gigi. Okay, here we take it off. I might focus on. Okay, guys. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Sa 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 sa.
Grandma, just wanted to say happy birthday and that I love you. There's two things that really stick out in my mind when it comes to you. And the first one is definitely ballroom dancing. All those years of dancing around and practicing the waltz and the cha-cha definitely paid off as I got older. I told women I knew how to dance. They all seemed pretty shocked. So I want to definitely thank you for showing me the ways. And then also wanted to thank you for the Bucky Beaver and allowing us kids to always participate in a little bit of happy hour. We couldn't come up with a drink when I was little, so you named one the Bucky Beaver. We won't tell anybody what it really is, but it is definitely the Bucky Beaver. So we just wanted to say cheers. Happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love you.
Love you, Grammy.
Hi, Ruth. Happy birthday. My experience with grandmothers is mostly a thing of history. My grandparents were kind of almost gone by the time I came along. My maternal grandmother I hardly knew, but my dad's mom was a Irish immigrant, the sweetest lady you'll ever see. She was so sweet, she used to put sugar in my Jell-O. But she didn't stay too long. God called her home. And but then when I saw my boys and how they would light up when they would see their Grandma Ruth, and they would crawl or sprint or whatever they needed to do to get close to you, it just gave me a whole new appreciation of what grandparents could be. And it made me really want to experience that for myself, and to be a grandparent. And now that I am one, I'm starting to understand what that feeling is all about the love across generations. So happy birthday, and we all love you so much.
God broke the mold after He made you, Grandma. Your spirit and the love you have for everyone in your family makes all of us so lucky to call you Mom, Grandma, and even Great Grandma.
My favorite thing about you, Grandma Ruth, has got to be your smile and your constant positivity. You are the happiest woman I know.
One of the many lessons that I've learned from you, Grandma, is to take time every single day and reflect and spend some quality time with those around you. And you know what? If it happens to involve a cocktail, then that's just a bonus.
The memory that comes to mind that is a lesson that sticks out most for me is got to be life is short, eat dessert for breakfast. Gal after my own heart.
We love you, Grandma.
Love you.
So my favorite thing that Grandma taught me, one day we were driving in her car when I was a teenager and I was complaining about no matter how hard I try, I can never get all the hair shaved off of my knees. And she looked at me and she said, well, that's because you just keep going the same direction. You have to shave in all different directions to get the hair off your knees. So every time I shave my legs, I think about how Grandma taught me to get all the hair off my knees. And my favorite memory of Grandma is also when I was a teenager, when I first started driving, the first time I drove her anywhere. We were going to lunch to Manuel's, and on our way over there, she was so excited. She said, well, since I don't have to drive, I'm gonna have a margarita with lunch. And so we had lunch and chatted and got to the end of our lunchtime, and she still had some margarita left over. So she asked for a to-go cup and was a little offended that the waitress didn't want to give her one. Took a couple seconds for her to realize why she couldn't have a to-go cup, and we had a good laugh about that. But I'll always remember that, from Grandma, that you have to have fun with everything that you do. Happy birthday, Grandma. Love you.
Happy birthday!
Our favorite thing about Grandma Ruth, she's always been the life of the party.
The most important lesson we've learned from Grandma Ruth is,
if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the CD.
and our most valuable memory is all the cousins overnights. We love you, Grandma Ruth.
My favorite thing about Grandma Ruth is that I am able to share the passion and love of dance. The lesson that I learned from Grandma Ruth was manners and etiquette, and I'm very grateful for that. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma Ruth.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Billy,
Yes.
what is your favorite thing about Grandma Ruth?
My favorite thing about Grandma Ruth is, and I think everybody knows this, she has two personalities. It's happy and happier. And she rubs that off on everybody she comes in contact with, no matter what we're doing or where we're doing it.
I agree. She's like the Disney World of people.
She is the Disney World of people. She is.
And Billy, what is an important lesson that Grandma Ruth has taught you?
I think the most important lesson she's taught me, of the many, is how well she engages with anyone she's speaking to. And I think when I say engagement, I mean she is fully engaged, and it is the most amazing thing she's ever heard and has never heard anything like it before. And I really try to emulate that as much as I can, as best I can, but she does it the best.
I agree. I think that's the best thing about Grandma Ruth. So cheers to you, Grandma Ruth. Happy birthday.
Happy 90th.
Hi, Grandma Ruth. Mike and Heather here to wish you a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
My favorite thing about you is everything, and I'm so thankful that I'm the favorite. I'm so thankful that you're the matriarch of this family. We love you very much. Happy birthday. And the number one thing that you taught me that I'll never forget is this right here. Happy birthday.
I thank you for that too.